How are you guys doing today? Today I'll be showing you how to play chess for any of you beginners who don't know how to play. So we have a white side and a black side. The white side always moves. Let me show you guys the pieces. These pieces right here are called pawns. You have 8 of them. And you have a rook, a knight, a bishop, a queen, a king, another bishop, another knight, and another rook. Now, each piece has its each point value. Pawns are worth 1 point. Knights and bishops are worth 3 points. Rooks are worth 5 points, and queens are worth 9 points. And the king is priceless because if you lose the king, then you just lose the game. Now, the whole objective of chess is to capture this king. And by capturing him, you have to checkmate him. It's called a checkmate, and you have to check him. And when he's checked, your king can't be allowed to move anywhere because it'll be in check if it moves in any other square. But we'll get to that later. So let me show you how these pieces move. Now, on your first move, when you have pawns, most people move their pawns first, and white moves first. So if you on your first move, you can move up to 2 squares, but you can also move 1 square if you'd like to. But if let's say you move 1 square on your first move, and then your opponent brings out their knight just for an example, you can't move 2 squares. You can only move 1. But if you were to move 2 squares here, and let's say your opponent moves there, you still can't move 2 squares after that. So you can only move 2 squares on your first pawn move. Okay, so now we described the pawns a little bit. A pawn can only capture diagonally, just like that. Now let's move into the knight. Let's do the knight. The knight's probably my favorite piece because the knight moves in an L shape, and it can capture in an L shape as well. So the knight can move here. If it's here, it can move here. It can move here. It could move here. It can move here. So the knight usually, it's better for your knight to be in the middle because it covers so much ground and so much space, and it defends a lot of pieces. So mostly it's beneficial if you move the knight to the middle. Now with your bishop moves diagonally, and it captures diagonally. It can go any way diagonally. And as you can see, there's a dark squared bishop and a light squared bishop. So we got that. So a rook, which is worth 5 points, it goes left, right, up, down. It can move anywhere and capture anything as long as it's not diagonal. Now your queen can move in any direction, any unlimited amount of squares, and it can capture in any direction. So it can go, north, east, west, diagonal, whatever. Your king can only move 1 square. The king, so that's what you want to protect, but I mean, it's kind of ironic because it can only move literally 1 square in every direction, and it can capture 1 square in every direction. Okay, now that we got some of those down, let's see here. What else should I show you guys about chess? I feel like I should show you guys some tactics.